What is your message to people out there who consider you a fraud and a scam artist?
It's easy to call someone a fraud when they make a certain amount of money and they live a certain life.
Shaman Durek, you identify as part reptilian. Can you explain what that means?
It's not being a lizard or snake, it's representation of other types of energies.
We have so many issues just being in love with each other. LGBTQ plus community, you have the interracial marriage, and I think it's beautiful to see that love overcomes all of that.
You are two rebel royals, as the title says in your new Netflix documentary, documenting your controversial love story.
Because he's a shaman, they say that he's dangerous for the royal family and that I'm brainwashed.
She fell in love with me first.
I saw him and I was like, I know you already.
Why do this? Why expose your love story to millions of people around the world?
Because I think it's important for people to, with all the polarized energies that are happening, to be able to remember what's the most important thing right now, and that's love. You know, so many people are focused on so many things, and people are getting angry and upset and frustrated and all of these things. Why can't we just go back to realizing that love is the most important thing, and not just love, but living your life unapologetically?
I think if you're a rebel, when you are authentic to yourself and just being who you are, and then that's being a rebel, then I'm all for it.
The goal is really just to be able to control our own narrative and also share with people something that can inspire them.
We have so many issues just being in love with each other.
I'm sorry, I know.
We're LGBTQ plus community, you have the interracial marriage, and I think it's beautiful to see that love overcomes all of that.
I think the nature, especially Shaman Durek, of your work is fascinating to a lot of people. So can you just tell us in your own words, what is it you do as a shaman? How does all of this work?
You know, I talk to spirits, I look at your body language, your eye dilation, how many times you breathe, the way you position your body, the way that you pronounce your words, the elocution of your words, pronunciations of your words, and all of that tells me a great deal about you as a person. It's more about me helping you understand yourself at the core level so that you can show up for yourself.
Now, I know your life has changed substantially, so are you still currently working as a shaman?
I am currently, I do work as a shaman. I call it being of service. But at the same time, I do it, only online. I have for a very long time now.
You're featured in the documentary as working with several celebrities, from Gwyneth Paltrow to Glenn Powell and James Van Der Beek. Who else are you working with these days that we would know from the entertainment world?
Yeah, I can't talk about that.
Is it safe to assume that it's very high profile?
Yes.
I'm half reptilian.
This was fascinating to me, Shaman Durek. You identify as part reptilian. Can you explain what that means?
I have a belief that I have parts of my being that are coming from other places. And when I was a kid, I used to get a lot of these insights on things that I just don't know how I would know what they were and how they were. And when I would ask these questions, I would hear that you are a hybrid reptilian and a hybrid Andromedian, and that we're all beings on Earth, come from different parts of the universe, and that we were multidimensional beings operating on these quantum levels.
I gotta be honest with you, that went completely over my head.
Which is fine.
So for anybody who goes, wait, he thinks he's like a lizard or a snake?
No. It's not being a lizard or snake. It's not just like I believe that I'm a lizard and I'm scaling around on the ground or anything like that. It's about the energy frequencies that move through my vessel, through my body, because this is a body that's constantly being affected by energy.
Märtha, are you part reptilian as well?
I have not explored those parts of me, no.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
Shaman Durek, you're very open about your sexuality. You even say in the documentary, you thought you'd be married to a man. So How do you describe your sexuality today?
I'm soul sexual, right? That's never going to change. That's who I am.
What does that mean, soul sexual?
Soul sexual means that I don't fall in love with people because they're male or female. I fall in love with them for the soul that they have. When I look at her, I feel the soul of her being. And to me, it's attractive. I look at men, I don't find men attractive. I find people attractive who are based in their soul. It's a soul energy. I'm in love with your soul. I'm not in love with you just because of the embodiment that you come in.
Right, of course. And Märtha, hearing this, was this new for you? Had you been exposed to, dating people who have these progressive ideas of love and sexuality?
I just knew that I loved this man, and that was enough for me. I don't have a problem with that part of him at all. I think it's great. We have so many things in common. I have a man that I can actually go shopping with. It's totally great.
Who buys your jewelry and your dresses and lays it out for you.
He's also so, you're very emotionally, and you feel a lot, and you know a lot, and you're very deep, and also vulnerable. And to me, that's an alpha male.
It is very, very obvious in the documentary how in love the two of you are. And Durek, you're essentially thrust into the spotlight as the first Black male in the European royal family. And with that, you found the love of your life, but you also were unfortunately handed a lot of racism, a lot of hatred, and you say even death threats.
The first thing that happened to me was I went into shock. I woke up every day, panic attacks, shaking. I couldn't really eat that much. I was really stressed all the time. And every time I walked out the door, there was someone in my face with a camera. Every time I went somewhere with my family, I was being bombarded with cameras. And that was really hard for me. Racism is all over the world, and we know that. But, the thing is that when you're dealing with it every single day and getting death threats, you build a resilience with God, and that's what I did. I'm not playing the victim. I'm here to call out what exactly it is, because I like to be just very real about things. And then how do I use this to be able to create change? How do I use this to bring awareness to people? How do I use this to help other people who are experiencing this? And I was also educating, my wife about it. At the time, was my girlfriend. What that looks like, because she didn't really understand.
I define myself as not racist or having any part of racism in me. And then he was like, but you have, because you are white, and therefore you're part of a systemic system, that you're ingrained with, and you can't help it. It's not just about, using the N-word or going, doing something horrible to a person of color, but it's the nuances, the skepticism that you don't even know that you have in you.
Prince Harry saw that Märtha, your family, released a statement condemning racism. And, of course, he and Meghan Markle, they sort of have parallel lives with both of you, dealing with these similar issues. Have you had a chance to connect with Harry and Meghan?
No, we haven't had a chance. It's not saying, and we're not saying that we are definitely looking forward to connecting at some point. We just, our lives haven't crossed in that way.
I'm so proud of my family for being such a progressive family. And they've really embraced Durek into the family, and it's just been a beautiful journey together, and I think that's something that's really important to emphasize.
For her father to step up and be able to do that, which is huge when it comes to those families.
Yeah. By the way, I was going to ask Märtha, was there a reason that your parents and your brother didn't participate in the documentary?
I think that's just a normal royal procedure that we don't.
How is your family today? Do they know about this documentary? Are they going to watch it?
I can't talk about that. We can't talk about our family.
Okay. Of course, this love story, you got the love of your life, but you did have to step away from your royal duties. So I'm curious, what is life like for you today with that in the rear view? Are there parts that you miss?
Of course, it was a part of me that I was very fond of doing, and I loved being there for the people in Norway. But when that is the case, then I'm not thinking about that so much and moving forward with my life.
You don't shy away in the documentary from talking about just how controversial your love story has been, especially in the press.
Like I'm some scam artist fraud who's come to take their princess by using black magic.
What is your message to people out there who consider you a fraud and a scam artist?
It's easy to call someone a scam artist. It's easy to call someone a fraud when they make a certain amount of money and they live a certain life, and you think, oh, they must be taking advantage of people. But the people who actually know what I do and appreciate the things that I do know that that's not true. And I don't have to prove anything to anyone. People who think that they should actually do more due diligence, they should spend more time educating themselves of what a shaman is, because I think it's important for people to understand all different levels of life.
Märtha, you got a look on your face like you just let all this stuff roll off your back.
I've learned through a long life of being criticized quite a bit through my life. People tend to point at others, but you have three fingers pointing at yourself. And so whenever people are triggered, instead of taking responsibility for their emotions and their growth, then they point at others instead. I've come to learn that it's a growth process, and I want to embrace that.
I therefore declare that you are lawfully married.
I want to wish you a belated happy anniversary. You've got 1 year marriage under your belt. Tell me what married life is like. Are you living in Norway? Are you living in LA?
We are in Norway at the moment, and it's been an amazing first year, I have to say.
Every day I think about, okay, what else can I do to make her feel amazing? What else can I do? Is she coming home? I'll massage her feet. Like, oh, she's coming home. I'll clean the dishes in the kitchen because I want her to come home to a clean house and the kids are taken care of. And
I'm so lucky.
I think that's the best thing you can do when it comes to loving a woman, is to make sure she feels safe, loved, and supported always.
We're very transparent and very open with each other, and really support each other in all levels of our relationship.
How's everything with the kids?
They're great, amazing.
The kids are amazing, and they're my heart and soul. Kids come first in our relationship, so
yes, it's from the start.
Yeah, when we first started dating, she's like, my kids come first, and if you're going to be with me, you also have to believe, you have to accept that as truth. And know that whenever I do anything, it's because I'm putting the kids first. And I'm like, I'll put the kids first too.
This is who we are. And if you have a problem with it, oh well. You gotta go, boo. Peace out.
Are there conversations about continuing the journey? Would you be open to doing a reality series about married life?
Yeah.
Is that in the works?
Not in the works, but we definitely have talked about it. This is my first time doing a documentary, and having the cameras in your face, for all those years, it just was like, oh, I thought it was going to be more stressful, but it was actually really easy, to just be us, and be authentic.
Rebel Worlds has been so much fun. It's been exhausting. It's been wonderful. It has been a journey.